Back in 1958, Walt Disney himself requested a fireworks show as background to the Sleeping Beauty castle. This would be done to give guests a memorable ending to their day in the park, feeling the need for nighttime entertainment, but also to keep visitors in it for longer in order to sell more food and merchandise. This would be achieved with Fantasy in the Sky, a 5-minute fireworks show accompanied with music. Since 1958, the show made its way to more parks around the world, being displayed at the Magic Kingdom, Tokyo Disneyland, and Disneyland Paris, with it ending in the Parisian Park in 2005 after 12 years. Since then, the nighttime spectaculars have evolved in a spectacular way, with new technology including the latest, drones. Disneyland Paris has been a major player when it comes to the entertainment in the Disney parks for many years, being the first to implement drones in their shows with Disney Delight to celebrate the 30th anniversary. However, the resort's achievements go back several years to when the park was just starting to celebrate 20 years of existence. In 2010, Disney's California Adventure was premiering a brand new nighttime show developed by Steve Davison, inspired by Walt Disney's wonderful world of color. For the show, 1,200 water fountains, lights, fire, projectors and lasers were installed in and around Paradise Bay. After 15 months of installing and testing everything and the heavy $175 million price tag, the show was an immense success. This time, the nighttime show had a big media component with many projections on mist and fountains, which is something Steve would later bring to another project. After the great success that World of Color turned out to be, and with Disneyland Paris wanting to celebrate its 20th anniversary in a big way, Steve got in a plane and went to the heart of Europe. The new nighttime spectacular would replace the 6-minute-long Enchantment fireworks show, that while it already had projections on the castle, these were few and incredibly simple. Disney Dreams would have projections as its main character, via what was the most technologically advanced projection mapping in the Disney parks ever. These would allow to tell a story like never before in a nighttime show, and combined with all the other effects, create an incredibly memorable event. The development of Disney Dreams began around 2 years before the 20th anniversary in 2010, with the mission of creating something that would be big and grand while telling a magnificent story, said Steve Davison. One of the first steps was to laser map the entire Sleeping Beauty's castle, which in itself took a staggering 3 months. This would be done to be able to truly use projection mapping technology. While the previous shows used some projections, the projection mapping of Disney Dreams would be incredibly more advanced, as it would be specifically made to the castle, and rather than having to act as a simple screen, the projections themselves would interact with its shape. To accomplish this, different projections would be required from several different angles, so a total of 12 video projectors facing the castle were installed, 4 on the roofs of Main Street USA buildings, complete with a themed casing, blending in quite nicely with the buildings themselves, and 8 in and nearby the moat, much closer to the castle itself. Walt Disney Imagineering built a small-scale model of the castle in California, allowing for early projection tests to see how the visual contents would fit in the castle and surrounding space. Adding to the 12 castle-facing projectors are 4 more, this time facing the opposite direction. These would be used to project on the 2 water screens that were present on each side of the bridge. These water screens are exactly that, a screen made of water, giving the feeling of a much more dimensional show with characters coming out of the castle and closer to the audience. Another very big part of Disney Dreams requires water, lots of water. After learning a lot with World of Color and California Adventure, Steve Davison brought a piece of that to Paris as well. In the castle's moat, a number of different types of fountains were installed. These would include 37 straight jets and 6 moving jets with a maximum power of 40 meters, all equipped with a ring of very bright LED lights that would add vibrant color to the jets. Many compressed water sprays were also installed here and around the castle to create a mysterious mist during the shows. A nighttime spectacular isn't complete without pyrotechnics, and Dreams came with many new effects, including the 15 flamethrowers installed on and around the castle. These are able to create a flame of 15 meters, and each is equipped with its own weather station for safety reasons. When it comes to the fireworks, Disneyland Paris had a problem. Due to how close the park is to neighboring houses, the noise levels are limited, so the traditional big fireworks cannot be used daily. Instead, Disney opted for much quieter, smaller effects that are launched from two firing locations behind the castle, installed on the Fantasyland roofs, one to the right and the other to the left, allowing for symmetrical sequences. Similarly, several Sky Tracer lights were installed behind the castle. Many pyro effects are also present in the castle itself, in this case, specific indoor fireworks to reduce the possible damage to the castle. 4 laser generators were also installed on the castle and Main Street roofs, joining the long list of special effects that make up Disney Dreams. At last, a very large and bright second star to the right was built and installed in the top of the castle. Minutes before the show, it slides out and opens. The star is equipped with special lasers and many lights, making it a focal point and an important story element. With the technical part out of the way, let's dive into the show itself. And like most of what came before, Disney Dreams has a storyline at the center of it all. We join Peter Pan and Wendy when all of a sudden Peter's shadow escapes him and breaks the second star to the right. From it, magic flows out, and alongside Shadow, we dive into the Disney magic through iconic movie scenes. With this simple premise, Dreams could be updated and changed, since each scene is its own sequence, so swapping one for another was always meant to happen. Shadow finds itself in so many films, such as Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Tangled, The Lion King, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Mary Poppins, and others. As we near the end of the show, things take a darker turn, for inside the magic, villains also exist. The villain segment starts with a Friends on the Other Side scene and follows with Shadow trying to escape Captain Hook. Peter finally gets a hold of his shadow, and with the help of Tinkerbell, all the magic goes back into the star where it belongs. And so, the grand finale happens. While much of the animation in the show came directly from the movies, it took many hours of work separating the background and the characters, and even animating new and exclusive bits. With this, Dreams ended up having over 60,000 images. One of the most important parts of any Disney nighttime show since the early days of Fantasy in the Sky has always been the music, and with Dreams, this was also the case. In order to have the music perfectly synchronized with all the other elements, American composer Joel McNeely worked with Imagineering to write a perfectly tuned score, alongside an orchestra of 100 musicians and singers. When everything comes together, we end up with a truly amazing work of art. But how is it all controlled? Everything we went over goes through one location only, the control room in Central Plaza that was installed for Dreams. Inside this small Victorian-themed house lies a main controller alongside 3 technicians overseeing the audios, video, and special effects. To these join other technicians placed in many locations around the castle to make sure everything is running as it should. In the end, 20 people are on duty during each performance. Since Disney Dreams, there have been new and amazing shows to light the Disney castles around the world. Shows that took what Disney Dreams developed, most importantly projection mapping, and expanded on it. The Magic Kingdom got its own Dreams with Happily Ever After, and Hong Kong with the incredible Momentuous. It's more than fair to say that Disney Dreams paved the way for the latest installments of Disney Nighttime Spectaculars, and what a journey it has been. The premiere of Dreams has long passed, and the new show came with the 25th anniversary of the resort, replacing Dreams. Illuminations was brought to Paris from Shanghai Disneyland, where it was called Ignite the Dream, and used the same infrastructure as Dreams. However, while many effects were reused, some elements were removed, such as the water screens and its projectors. Overall, while Illuminations definitely has many strong points, such as its original soundtrack, it doesn't have the same magic as Dreams and its storyline, almost feeling like a slideshow of Disney films and properties. As the resort celebrated its 30th anniversary, a revitalized Dreams came back as a temporary replacement of Illuminations to much fanfare. It was truly amazing to be able to watch this beloved show once again, many times over the past year, but this time, temporary did mean temporary, and yesterday, May 30th, was its last showing. From today, the shorter Illuminations will once again light the castle, as me and so many other fans await a new and original nighttime spectacular, one that is rumored to already be in the works. Well then, I hope you enjoyed that. With Illuminations coming back, are you Team Dreams or Team Illuminations? Let me know down below. If you haven't, make sure to subscribe as I upload weekly videos on theme parks from the past to the future. And now, as always, thank you for watching, and that's a wrap.